Hello, boys and girls, and welcome along once more to Cairn Hill Cabin in County Cavan in Ireland. And my name is Margaret McKenna. Now, today we're going to do a dragon. And of course, this came as one of your suggestions, as all of the drawings do, because I want to do what you want to draw and paint. So if you have any more suggestions, please let me know before the end of class. And if not, I'll do it. I'll read it later on, and I'll see what suggestions you have, and I'll put it in my little box or my little tub. You can see them down there at the bottom, and I'll pick out a new one at the end of the class. Okay. So so dragon. So dragons are well, they're quite mythological kind of creatures. I know we have the Chinese were big into their dragons, and then we had St. George of the Dragon in England. So we have lots of different legends about dragons, and they always remind me of dinosaurs. Even though dinosaurs are supposed to have lived long before people, I kind of wonder sometimes maybe there was some of them hanging around and living in caves, and people made stories about them. So they're kind of big, kind of scary kind of creatures, but and they're kind of a little bit complicated to draw. But I'll make it as easy as I can. Um, and hello, Terry, how are you? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to start with our pencil. So first of all, I always say this, and to every class, anyone who listens in will know that I say this every time, is you don't hold your pencil really tight like you're doing it if you're writing a story or something like that. You hold it nice and light in your hand. Nice and light. In fact, even if you're writing a story, you probably should really do it light anyway. But do it nice and light, like that. So you can even do that in your hand, make it really loose, because I want you to draw really lightly. The reason is because we don't need all of these lines after, and we'll use a eraser to erase some of them out when we've just drawn in the main drawing. Okay, so I'm going to draw really dark because I want you to see it on the page, but you draw light. Okay, can you understand? Okay, so we're going to start first of all. So remember, I'm doing it dark, you do it light. So we're going to start with a smallish sort of circle up. Go about halfway down the page, a little bit to this side maybe, and I'm going about fairly high up, and we're going to do a circle like that there. Okay, can you see that circle? Great, okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit on the edge. So we're going to just put a little bit like this, kind of a shape like that. Okay. Now, so remember, doing it light, you do it light so you can rub it out. Don't mind me doing it dark. And we're going to do another one like this. This is kind of a little pointier here. See, like that. Okay. And then we're just a little bit of a triangle on the nose, like that. And I'll rub the lines out as we go along so it'll make it a bit easier for you to understand. Okay, so some of these, as I say, if you do the picture, and a triangle for the eye. See that triangle for the eye? Oh, it's stuck together here. There we go. See, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a big, long, spiky bit out the back like that. He's got a kind of like a horn or big ear or something. I don't know what it is exactly. Now, but whatever it is, it's a dragony looking thing. Okay, so we're going to put a big banana shape. That's what I would call it, banana shape. So we're going to come down a little bit and watch this big fat banana shape. And it's going to come out like that. We could draw a fat banana. Can you draw a fat banana? Like that. Okay. See this now, so it's like quite a fat banana shape. And now we're going to draw two lines, one line here and one line here like that. And that's going to join it up. So it's like this big long neck. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rub these lines out that we don't need as we go along because it makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to take the eraser and I'm going to just rub out this line here because we don't need this line now. It was just to make it in, to mark it in. And we don't line the under bit of his head there. As I said, you have done these lines nice and light, not like me because I have to do it dark so you can see. And that means that you could find it much easier to rub out than I will. And a little bit at the front of his face here, so I'll just show you. So it's these lines, this line here, and this line here. We just rub them out as we go along. And say mine are hard to get out because they're quite dark. Okay, so now we're going to get our tail. And our tail is like a really long, skinny triangle, or banana, I mean. So it's like, imagine a big banana shape like this. Like that there. See? Yes, banana equals a dragon. That's it. Always think of bananas and dragons together, says Terry. Yes, indeed. So, okay, so a big, long, skinny banana like that. So it's a kind of a series of banana shapes. Now we can rub out this little line here because you don't need that anymore. So he's got lots of banana shapes. Now we're going to do his legs. So again, it's like another fat banana. So we're going to take a banana shape just here like this. And it's going to overlap with this one here like that. See, it's like a big fat, because it's curvy banana. Like it's much more of a curvy banana, so it's not as long as the other one. See? And that's going to be his leg. We can add the details in after. So you do them nice and light so that we can rub out. So we rub out this line in the middle now. Because we rub out all the lines we don't need as we go along. Makes it easier. Because it gets confusing if you try and do later on. So I'm just going to rub out that line there, you see? Because you don't really need that. It'll be hard for me to do it because it's much, much harder. Yes, Terry, I agree. Anyway, now we're going to have another sort of half banana shape here. Like this. See, and that's his other leg in the distance. You see, that's behind the other leg. And you can leave this line now this time. Do you remember I rubbed out it here? But you can leave that one because that's on the far side of his belly here coming down, okay? Right, now we're going to do another, get more banana shapes. So we're going to do another banana shape here, but it's going to be a fat little banana shape like that. See? So it's like a kind of a half, it's more like an orange actually. It's more like a bit of an orange segment there. There's lots of bits to this dragon. He's probably the hardest one we've done so far in a way, but so a lot of you have been doing quite a bit of drawing now, and it's a bit amazing how you get, quite good at it after a while. The more you practice, the better you get. And so, okay, and remember, it's all about practice. And you can come back and forwards on this video and look at it later on. If you don't get it all now, you can look at it later on. Remember that it'll be on Facebook, and I'll put it up on YouTube later. So I have a triangle for a hand, like that. See the triangle for the hand? Okay. And we're going to put in 3 little triangles for his claws, like that. Now, can you see that there? So we've got a banana shape. We've got a round circle here. We've got this shape here. Let's go through it again. This bit here. And then I did a big fat banana shape kind of here. And I joined it like that. I rubbed out those lines there. You can still see them with mine because mine are darker than you'd be doing it. You keep it nice and light. And then we've got a big skinny banana shape for his tail. And we've got a big fat banana shape here. And we can rub out that line now because you don't need it. But you can keep the other line. And then we have a half banana shape here. And then we've got this, it's more like an orange, bit of an orange segment here. Like a bit, and then we can rub out that line there. Okay. Now, okay, so we're going to, I'll just rub that a bit better because I say mine is nice, really dark. You do your lines really light. Remember to do your lines light. And the last, not the last, but his other arm is like that shape. So it's like that shape behind the other one, okay? And that's it sticking out the side of his body. And we're going to put a triangle here for his hand like that as well. And we'll put 3 kind of triangles around like that. There, like that, okay? Now, we've got to put his feet in. So we put his feet in, we're going to put 2 bits to his feet. So it's like again, we put a triangle. It's easy to think of triangles. So we put a triangle shape like that. See? Like that. And then we just put a piece, the other dragon is falling down here. So we're going to just put another little bit like sort of that shape. It's kind of like I can't really know what to call that shape really. It's just a shape. And then we're going to put his nails in, and his nails look like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, I should say. Okay? Because he's bending his foot up, you see. But this foot's flat, so this foot's going to just be a flat shape, like a rectangle. A skinny rectangle. And we'll put a nail on the end, so it'll be kind of curvy like that. Because you don't see all his toes on that side, because his toes are on the far side of his foot. It's sideways. Now we're going to do his wing, and the wings of the dragon are very important because, of course, the dragons fly. So here we go. So we're going to come down his back. We're going to come down here where the top of the arm is up here on the far side of his body. I'm going to do a big line right up like that. Now remember to do this quite light. Some of it anyway, but I'll show you what line want to do it lighter, because what we'll do then is it'll be easier to rub them out. So we're going to do a line like that. Okay. So it's going up and out. And then we're going to come back with now do this one quite light, okay? Do this one quite light. We're going to come back like that, because I'm going to do it heavy so you can see it. See that shape? Now this is probably the hardest bit in a way. It's a bit like doing umbrellas actually. Remember we did the umbrella picture? And it was a bit like that actually, if you remember the umbrella one. See the point there? That little point? We do a line going out like that. And then you go back to that point there and we do a line and go like that. Okay? And then we go back up to that point and we do a long line going like that. So now we just got the kind of they're like bat wings almost, and they've got all the veins going through them to hold them up. Okay, so now we just go and connect these like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see? Now we can rub these other lines out now. That's why I said to do this line really light. Remember? So let's just rub all those outer ones out. So you've got like that. You see? See, these ones are the dark ones. Mine is hard to get out because I had to do mine dark, but you'll do it nice and light. Remember that? Now, we only see a little bit of the far wing, so it's really easy to do. So it's just a little bit up, like that. Oh, we'll go a bit further. And then like that. Now, the last really bit I want on him, I have to do his fire yet, but besides the fire, the last little bit we have to do on him is spikes down his back. So they're really easy. All we have to do there is lots of little triangles like that kind of way, like just going down, like just like that. The hardest part of this actually is colouring these bits in actually, because you have to kind of go in on the spike. So I just go down a little bit down the tail like that. Okay. And I put a couple of spikes on his knee because I want to make him look kind of spiky. So I come down here, we put a couple of spikes there, like that. And you could put a spike at the back of his leg for, yeah, okay. And you can have more spikes here maybe. So it makes it look really spiky and dangerous looking. And a couple of spikes maybe coming out here like that. And I think there we have our dragon. Now our dragon is drawn. Now he was hard to do, but remember you can always come back and look and see how I did it as I go along. So when it's finished, okay? So we're going to now get where he's on a cliff kind of a thing. So I'm just going to put and you can make this your own way. So this is kind of like a line under here where he's dark line here like that. And you can go heavy on this bit, doesn't matter. And you'll see a little bit over here, and you'll see a little bit over at the far side. So it's like, imagine there's a line going all the way underneath where he's standing on this, okay? And we have a mountain. I put a mountain in the background because it makes it look like he's high up then, you see. Oh, so we're going to put like that. Now, so I'm just going to run through very quickly because some people might have joined. So we're going to just we have a circle to start with, a big banana shape, we had a skinny banana shape, like that. We had another banana shape, and I rubbed out these lines here in between. We put this little shape at the front, and another little one here, little triangle here, triangle for his eye, spiky bit up here, and then we did a big shape like this. Right, first, and then we got the lines came from that point, and we went 1, 2, 3, and then we rubbed out all the, and then we joined all these up and rubbed out that. Then we had his feet in and a shape here, and another half banana, another little bit, lots of little banana shapes here, and lots of triangle shapes. We did, and then we added in all the little bits down the back. So that's just roughly how we went through. So just roughly going through it. Now we're ready to, oh no, we did the fire. Oh yes, the fire. So what I did with the fire is I did 2 layers of the fire. So we did the really sort of orangey color and then the lighter yellow color. So you can kind of, you can come out like this and make it kind of like that sort of a way, look. But you can do your own kind of design on the fire. You can make it, the flames look a little bit different. It's up to you. You don't have to do the same number of spiky bits that I did. Because each time you do it, it might be a bit different. And I'd do another one outside it. So you could do a bit more like that. And you could have a curve go the other way. You can make the curve go this way for a change. And you can do it like that. So you can really do your own kind of fire. You can make your own kind of flames look like flames. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine at all, by any means. So we're going to start painting it. Now, I'm using poster paints. As I say, this type of paint here, I got a few new paints the other day in a delivery, which is great. And these are quite liquidy ones. These ones are. These are a Brian Degg make. So they're you can buy them online, which is really handy. and they deliver them. So yeah, so I was running out of paint, so I had to get some new ones. So okay, so we're going to go in my brush, and I'm going to get some blue paint, just plain blue paint, and I'm going to color all around the background, the sky. So just paint, just really straightforward, just blue paint. There's nothing else but blue paint. Blue paint here, and I mean you might want to decide to go and do another layer of this. And I'm not too fussy if I hit. This is quite light paint. You don't have to. You could use other color types colorings as well. You could use crayons. You could use pencil crayons. Just takes a bit longer. If I was using pencil crayons, I must do one with pencil crayons one of the days actually, so you'd see what way I do it. Do something slightly different than what I'm doing, because I don't have to go and do all the blues. There's different ways of going about it. You don't have to color in the whole sky at the one time. It makes it a lot of work when you're using pencils. Much easier with paint. Now, so I'm just going to go in all these spaces in here like that. A little bit. Don't mind if you hit off these a little bit. Don't panic, because the red will be strong enough to go over it. And this blue is fairly quite light anyway. And if you find you have the blue is too dark that you have, just mix a bit of white with it. This is the light blue paint now I got this time. But if you put white with your paint, it'll be absolutely perfect. So I might just go back a little bit on this. A little bit of red touched up there in the sky. See, I tipped his wing there, but don't mind that. Don't panic. You do that. Oh, to in here as well, between his legs. In here. Like that. And it can go in there. So don't panic if it's hard to go around. See the way I don't mind if it's touching his body a little bit. So it makes it a little bit easier too. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. And if I see them here, I'll put it in the tub, as it were, before I'm finished. And excuse me. If not, I'll see it later on when I'm finished the class, and I will put them in then. So for next time. And you can join the children's art page as well, the art group page, and you can put your work up and show the other children what you've been doing, because there's some beautiful. Some of them are really, they're all brilliant. Everybody's coming on so brilliant. I can even see the differences. People are doing all the different classes, how good they're getting at the drawing, because it's all practice. There's some really nice stuff there now. I mean, they're brilliant. I mean, each time I see them, I think, wow, these are just fantastic. And I can actually see how, as I say, the practice how you're doing. It's just great. It really is. It's great to see. And it's all about practice when you're learning to draw. Just the more you do it, the better. And also you just get to enjoy it more, because you don't be afraid to do it. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. I make loads of mistakes when I do it. And sometimes I just go and hide them. Always you can hide them too. Okay, not that you should hide mistakes all the time, but anyway, here we go. So a little bit of blue now, and we're going to put a little bit here. We're going to put a bit of blue. We're going to put a bit of blue down here, because this is the mountain in the background. And I'm going to put a bit of blue, but I'm going to go up. See the way I'm going up with it? Up like that. See, like that. Look. See, there you go. Up like that. Great. Now we're going to start to go and colour in our dragon. So our dragon is a red. So I'm going to make him a red dragon. You can make him any colour you want, because he's your dragon, remember. So you don't have to put a red colour if you don't want to. So I'm going to make the whole dragon red to start with. So this is quite straightforward, because you don't have to don't worry about it. You'll probably see some of your lines. If you don't, you'll probably, even with if it's light, even your light pencil should show through on this, because poster paints are quite light. If you're using acrylics, you could go in between your lines a little bit more, because acrylics are quite strong. You have to be careful with doing acrylics, because they're getting your clothes are hard to get out. So always wear old clothes if you're using acrylics. But poster paints are grand. So this is just going to take a few minutes to do. Just go around all the bits. The hardest bit is going to be just going in and out of these little fellas here at the side. One there, one there, one there, one there. Just a little tip along, and a little tip on his little nose. And down here. And all the way down here. So as I say, I'll put this up later on YouTube as well. I think I had the other one the other day, the ladybird one. I can't remember if I put that up on YouTube. I'll have to check. I meant to. I will if I didn't. So if there's anyone you know who isn't on Facebook, there's a few others. There's other classes there anyway previously, so you can have a look at them. And there's some adult ones as well for acrylics. If any of the older people there or older children are interested in looking at them, I have some for the adults as well, or the older ones. Okay, don't have to be an adult. Okay, now we're going to come down here with his legs. Leave a little bit of space there, and still leave his toes white. And we'll put another one here. Oops, went a bit outside the line. Doesn't matter. And his foot here, and his little bits in there, and those spiky bits. See the spiky bits there? And we're going to do his hands. And we're nearly at the end of this, which is, I did his claws by mistake. I want to maybe make these ones red. Now that I did this one, I'll do these ones red too. So why not? I don't know what colour dragon's claws are anyway. It can be whatever colour you want them to be. He's our own dragon. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of shadow on him. And the reason I'm going to put a shadow, you see how flat that looks, okay? Compared to this one here. See the way it's nice and shadowed? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a bit of black actually with the red, okay? So we're going to get a bit of black with red, like a bit of black and red here like this. Bit of black and red. Now watch where I put the shadow, because this is kind of important. So we're going to put some shadow down the back of his head. So we're going to put a shadow down here, look. And all the way, sort of under his head like that. See the way it comes around a little bit? And we're going to go down his back with it as well. You don't have to bother doing his little bumps on his back. You get away without that. All the way down to where his leg is. Do you see where the leg is? So we get it. This is black and red together, okay? Now, and we're going to put a bit across the top of that leg. See that banana shape we made? So we're going to go a bit across the top of that like that. You see? And we'll go under his belly. So we're going to go the front of his belly all the way under there. Not the top bit, not up there, just underneath this part. Now you see the way he's turning it much roundier, and I'm not making it too wet, this paint. So if you don't use as much water with it this time. So a little bit on the back of this leg too, look, in there like that. See? Okay. And this arm here, we can put a good lot of this arm quite dark. Bit. We start at the bottom and work up like that. Okay, I went a bit outside there. I think a bit sticky paint. Okay, and a little bit on this arm, but not too much on this arm. Just a little flicky bit on that arm. We won't do too much on that arm, because that arm is the one that you actually is kind of nearer to you, and it's more lit up, as it were. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of more black and red again, and we're going to go down the back of this leg here like that, wee, all the way down like that. See? And we're going to do a little bit underneath his leg like that, look. Just like that. And you can see how he's getting nice and roundy shaped now. We put a little bit on his foot too. You know, we could put a little bit on his hands too. We could put a little bit on the bottom of his hands from here. A little bit underneath. Like that. Just a little bit. I think it makes a difference. Yeah. And what we're going to do is put a bit down. We did put a little bit on the bottom of his foot as well there. Like that. And then we're going to put a little bit actually just underneath. We can put 2 bits. We can put a bit underneath his tail like that. There's going to be a shadow in there. Okay, and then we put a little bit down this side of it. This side here like that. Now, and you see the way it makes him much more rounded, makes him look like he's sort of 3D, as it were. Okay. Now we're going to do his fire. So what we do with the fire is we're going to make a bit of orange. Now, if you have an orange, you can use an orange. I'm going to mix a bit of orange, as in a red and a yellow together. I hope I did that well. Washed it enough because it was black on that. Just want to give it another bit of a clean. Yeah, so a bit of red and yellow together makes an orange. Now, so red and yellow together like that. And we're going to colour this bit in the orange here. Like that. See? Like that, okay? And then we're going to come back and we're going to get some just yellow on its own. Just yellow. And we're going to put the yellow for the rest of the... So remember now, you can come back and look at this afterwards if you missed bits of it, because it is a complicated drawing, this, because dragons are complicated creatures. They have a lot of bits to them. You know, there's wings and there's spiky bits and big long tails and all things kind of going on with them. So they're not like the ladybird we did the other day, which is really easy shapes. But this one is a hard one. So, but he's worth doing, I think. Oh yes, I forgot to do it. I forgot a bit of shadow. I forgot the shadow up on his wings, and this is a good shadow actually. But again, black and red, okay. And we're going to put this. Remember your lines you did on your wings. Okay, so remember the line that came down here. We're going to come in, this is the first wing, so we'll come into this line here, and on the right hand side we're going to put a shadow like this, just literally a bit of black and red together, like that. Look, see? And we're going to go to the next line, and we're going to go on the right hand side of it, and we're going to go down like that, see? And we're going to do the same on the very top one. We'll just do one on the top of the line up there like that. So there we go. And the last little bit of shadow is we'll just put a little shadow in between his two wings, like that, on his back wing. Just in there, like that. And that's nearly our dragon nearly done. So we're going to put I was going to put a black cliff for where he's standing. So this is just straightforward, just painted in black. Just like that. Straightforward. This is not just pure black. Just like that. And then the last bit, what we're going to do is we're going to get, now your painting might be a bit too wet at the moment. I'm going to just go over it anyway, but at least show you. I'm going to get my dark pencil, which we've often done with a lot of the pictures so far. And I'll do this where you can see it, I hope, that you can see it properly. I always get mixed up with this camera, which way is the best way to go. Here we are. So we're going to go straight forward, just on the lines, just go over the lines we did. These ones can go quite dark inside your wings as well. So you can bring these nice and dark in like that. And you can edge your dragon like this. And all the way down. Oops, it's hard for me doing it at an angle. I just want to show you where I'm going with it. You can see it there? Yeah, you can. And up like that, and down like that. And then around his head, we'll go the top of his head like that, and we go around that big spiky bit. And his eye, we only did his eye a little bit, so we're going to have the triangle, mark it out well, and in this corner we can make it dark like that, look. So suddenly he's got an actual eye, and you can make this line on top much longer, so he looks so it gives him a real expression on his face, he looks quite cross looking. I wouldn't like to meet him now, I have to admit. Now, I'm going to go around his mouth. You don't have to go around you can go around the flames if you want. It's up to yourself. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to go around the spikes and just go all the way down here like that. And under his face. Did I go there? And we're going to go to here. And we'll go in a little bit on his body like that. Look. See, let that line go in. And let this line go in and go over our spikes we drew earlier on. And we'll go around his claws like that. And go down his belly. And go down over this arm. And go down over this hand and the claws as well. I will go down over this leg with spikes on it, on the back of his leg, and his feet, his claws. And now this leg here, we can actually go in a little bit on his leg like that, look. That line can go in a bit, see? So we can bring that down like that, and like that, and all the way down here, and around and you can put that line on the foot too, the crease on his foot. You can make that line definite, because that's like his foot is kind of creased over, it's facing you, and that, and that. And we can go down the back, and we can put on a spike out here if we want. And then we can put his tail and the spikes on the back of his tail. And you can go down these spikes here. Just those two. Now, so you could use a black marker for this. You could use a black pencil for this. Now you might have to wait a while till it dries. This one's really dark pencil, so it actually does go over stuff. But some pencils wouldn't. Black crayon pencils. This is one of these what are they called, polychromos? But they're really good black pencils. You can buy them actually on their own, and they're really worth it if you really want to get a good black pencil crayon. So just get like that and come around like that. And then you can go over your mountain if you want as well. And you can even put a line like that through it to make it look kind of like it's got a divide in the mountain. Okay, so there we go. That is our dragon. And as I say, you can look back on this afterwards. It'll be on Facebook, and you can look back at it I'll show it, put it up on YouTube as well. So hopefully, as I say, you can catch up later on. And now, oh yes, we're going to, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I don't know if you made any suggestions. I might just have a quick look. I can't see it on my screen there. So just hold on now and I'll see if there's any more suggestions. If not, I'll let you know later on. I can't see any there. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm going to pick out the next one. Okay, here we go. So what are we going to do next time? We've got a few suggestions in here. These are all your suggestions. So let me know. Let me see what we're going to do. Sorry, where am I going? There we go. I'm not clear what this is. No, this is, where am I going? It's on the beach. Oh, that's an interesting one. On the beach. Now, I know we can't get to the beach nowadays at the moment, but hopefully in this later on in the summer we will be able to. But yeah, we'll do a nice one of on the beach. And what we think of as on the beach, we have the sun, we have the sand, and yeah, we'll have maybe lots of little coloured things and buckets and spades. Yeah, there we go. So we'll do that, and that is on, what day is today? Today is Thursday. So we'll do that. And please, if you have any suggestions, let me know. And we could do a crab on the beach. That'd be another one to do. It'd be interesting. We could do a little animal on the beach. That would be good. So okay, I'll hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. And thanks for coming along, and bye for now.